So now I have two tabletops, one at the dinette, the one that was originally there. I don't have the back cushions along with those bench seats, and I don't need them there either. They're just taking up space. Once I got my mind away from dealing with all the components in here and without removing any of them, or with removing some of them, that's when I started to make progress. That's when the ideas started coming in. I'm not finished yet. I just have a kind of a happy medium right now that I like a lot, and I've got to live in it and work in it and travel in it and see if it's all that I think it is. But I'm pretty sure this is going to be the layout. I may make another top that's a different size or whatever, but this and then to augment the comfort of the back area, I am not sleeping on those cushions. I bought I think it was about $94 off Amazon. I bought a memory foam thing. It's a trifold thing, 3-section, roughly 2 feet wide. It is 2 feet wide, and then roughly each segment's about 2 feet long. It's a little more than that, but so it can fold up into a 2-foot square cube about 12 inches high. I think it's 4-inch memory foam. It's pale colored, tan colored foam with a 1-inch thick blue foam material on top, and it's covered with a decent fabric. It's got good support, but it's kind of not moldable, but just soft enough to. The pieces are in zippered compartments. I took the two end ones out. I did a video of it. I used an electric carving knife and I cut the radius, a radius corner on each one to correspond with the ones in the trailer, so that it fits into the back snugly. And then on top of that, I put this Wellax sleeping pad, and it's also foam. It's about 3 inches thick, and I've got the two tables, one set up on one pole, each set up on one pole, both cantilevered, not centered on the pole, and the third pole's in the closet. I just found these tables are stable enough, just like that. They don't really need anything else. I wouldn't sit out on the far end of it, but I can put all the stuff I want on there. I'm going to be able to work on it. If I put my knees under the end that's closest to the pole, turn the table that way where most of it's in front of me, or on the other side of me, not up into my belly. It's spacious. You can get a laptop easily, a big one, which is probably what I'm going to have. And have room and side room and all that. Plus, there's other surfaces nearby to set things on. I got the little fold-up extension by the stove. That's another 12 by 24 thing. Shelf. The bench seats themselves. All kinds of options. I even have a office chair in here on wheels, and probably I'll do a video on the way. I have it laid out now, but I want to pick up first. It's not dirty in here, but I just have electronics all over the place, and I need to get them out of the way to do it, because on video that looks cluttered and it doesn't look spacious. So I will do that, but yeah, I'm way happier like this. I like having different places to perch and sit in different positions. I might, want to lean back, have my legs folded up in front of me. I might want to lie on my side. I might want to, do any kind of position. Because one position all the time gets old, and that's what you're kind of stuck with if you don't make some changes. Actually, not up in the dinette. It's a two-position situation up there because in its original layout with both back cushions there, the two I removed to make my bed, you can sit, let's say there's two people at it, you can sit facing each other, or you can both face the starboard side of the trailer. The aftermost one would be facing the sink and stove, and the forward one was more like facing the doorway and part of the fridge. And that's actually the position I prefer over sitting face to face. I like to turn around sideways because then you have all the leg room of the aisle and all the way to the fridge. And put the cushion behind me. In that case, I used the cushion, but I didn't really need it, and I'm happier without it. So I have that set up. The seat cushions and the dinette top original are up there and set up that way. The other top's back here. In fact, the tripod and camera are sitting on it right now. And I'm seated on the port side, the foremost seat of the port side where a part of the bed would have been. And not a problem. If I have to break down the bed in the back and, get it out of here completely or just move it around, I can do that. And it's a less than 3-minute procedure. And I can go right back to original layout if I go in the garage and get that stuff. Oh, one thing I did do, when I got rid of the big table, I had 2 extra poles, and I'm using one of them for this back table. But it did not have hardware mounted on the bottom of it, so I had to steal one of the pole mount pieces of hardware from the bottom of my dining table. And that's what I did. Since I'm not using the table, I don't need the hardware on it. It was a simple matter of releasing 6 screws and drilling the whole pattern on the bottom of this top I made or had made and attaching it there. So I did it in approximately the same position the forward one is at because I want it to be cantilevered. So that is the only thing of the least impact I've done to change things, and it's easily replaced. So it also got me thinking about, I've often thought of Casita a lot like a boat. It's fiberglass interior, galley, everything. It just has carpet on the walls, but a lot of the hardware and stuff is essentially the same. These floor mounts for the poles. I came close, real close, to ordering, instead of that office chair, I was going to gamble on getting a captain's chair for boats and mounting that thing in here. So I would have had my swivel chair, but I would have been sitting in it in the after portion of the camper, in the forward hole. And I'm glad I didn't do it because it would have been a great chair, because those can be comfortable if you want to spend a couple or $3 or $4 or more $100, which I didn't. But I would have been willing to for what I thought would be perfection. I'm pretty happy with the office chair I got. I'm not married to it. I think it's going to stay in here when I'm working from home. And I can keep it in here when I travel. I can set it upside down on one of the big seats and bungee it off to the pole or something. It's not really in the way, but it's not. I don't want it sitting in the aisle all the time if I'm traveling. I would probably remove it. Or I might not even take it with me. But I do have it in here, and it is workable, and it was worth it. Who would have thought you could roll around in an office chair in a Casita? You can't do it in an Independence. I want to get back to that for 1 second. I know people have them and love them, and beautiful, no problem. But I'm glad I didn't get it, because the center aisle, once those two beds, from day one, the center aisle is narrow in that thing. I don't know how wide it is, 12 inches, 15. I don't want to say because I'm not sure. But it's narrow. And I imagined myself sitting at I don't know that the tabletop is the same size in an Independence as it is in a Spirit, but it's big enough to be a problem. And your two single beds are made up as beds all the time. You can sit on them, true. It's a seating area, but again, not a lot of leg room in between the two sides. The aisle space. It wasn't going to be ideal for me. It still would have left me stuck in the front part of the trailer if I, wanted to work or anything. And with the Independence, the bed sleeping area no longer only goes 57 inches from aft to forward. It goes to 76, I believe. So it impacts the layout so much that the galley cannot be on one side of the trailer like it is in the Spirit. They have to move half of it over to the other side. So I believe you have the fridge on one side of the trailer, and on the other side you have the sink and the stove. I'm not positive, but I think that's how they're laid. I know part of the galley is on one side and part's on the other. And that wipes out the forward seating area. So you're left sitting on the single beds, which is okay, but not ideal to me. So I'm glad I got Spirit. It's way more adaptable than I thought. Once I got it, played around with all this stuff, the possibilities are numerous. All it takes is rearranging the poles around, experimenting with different tabletop sizes and all that, and knowing what you want. But I recommend to anybody that gets one to take some of the couch pieces out, take that big table out for a little bit, and just see how much room you have on the floor. I now have a full 8 feet down the aisle from the bathroom door to the back where my bed starts. And that's just better than 5.5 by a lot. And removing the back cushions, it just has more roomier in here, more roomy. So I'm not going to talk about this anymore right now. I'm done, but I will be making a video or two on what I did, show the layout. So that's it.